Hello everyone, this is James Pronk. It is, what day is it today? It is, middle of August sometime. Let me see now. It's a Friday, August, whatever. Okay, so I'm out here in the field. I've just moved some electric fence. I've set up, I've moved moved a section of fence over. I haven't moved it over that far. You can see as I go across here, this is the new area that they're going to be getting. You can see it's really dry, and right down the middle of the frame here you can see where the old fence line was going up to the top of the hill there. And yeah, this is where they were yesterday. So they've done some pretty good eating in here. Now, a lot of people would say that you should have let them eat it off a bit more, but it is so dry and the stuff in here is so tough. Yeah, that I just want to just keep giving them some more area. I have area to give them, right? There's more grass ahead of us. So I just want to keep them in here for a day and then move them ahead. And I'm not back fencing them. Like you can see this stuff here, how dry this is. And it's not very palatable. You see right the tops of these are dried right out. Yeah. So it's not the best feed. So I'm kind of letting them come in here, pick away at it as best as they can. I'm hoping that they would trample it a little bit better. But you know, like this is where they were, and they have been in here for a day. You can see they've eaten the tops off of this stuff here. This stuff here, they've eaten the tops off of it. Still lots here underneath. And if I go right down, we have a good amount of cover on the ground here. But when I get down, it's cool. The ground feels cool. It doesn't really feel, it's not totally dry, but you know, it's not moist either. I dig a little bit of dirt out of there. Yeah, you can see how it's dry. It's dry. Anyways, you know, doing what I can here, trying to just give them some decent feed and moving them on to new feed and letting them pick at it, letting them pick and choose what they want. I'm not back fencing it. They can all still go back in here. I've got about 11 calves that are all under a month old. So I don't really want to limit the amount of space they have. The calves are going right underneath this electric fence. They can walk right underneath here. I'm gonna walk up to the electric fence. And you can see it's at about 32 inches high. So the calves walk right underneath this, and they'll go and they'll lay on the other side. They don't go too far away from mom. They're staying pretty close. You can see down my fence line here. I'm gonna come along with my hedge clippers and clip underneath this. More down at the bottom there. It's a bit of a lower spot. It's a little more moisture in the land there. I'm gonna just clip it, get it off the electric fence, just so I have a decent amount of power. It is so dry that I was doing this. I didn't realize it until I started taking the fence down that I had not shut off my electric fencer while I was doing this. And I disconnected it down on the end. I put up a new strand, put it all up. I went and hooked it back up. And then I came and started moving my posts, started putting my posts in. And yeah, I was getting a little shock, but it's so dry. I'm not getting much of a shock here. I can feel just a little tickle on this fence, but it's enough to keep the cows off of it. Now the cows know that they've they'll get a big shock off of it. But right now, yeah, I don't have that much power on the fence. A lot more than I had yesterday. Yesterday I came out and I was checking the voltage on the fence, and I was down to 4,000 volts. And I was losing a bunch of amps. So I walked the fence and I had a big log, one of these ash trees. If you see in the distance, I got all these dead ash trees. All the ash trees are dying here. So I had a big limb fall off and land right on the fence. And the fence was right down on the ground. And that was my 12 gauge high tensile galvanized fence. And I just pulled the log off of it and it sprung right back up. Yeah, and voltage went right up right away. So yeah, basically that log had the fence right down on the ground. So it was almost totally shorted out onto the ground. Yeah, and the big spring, the big tensioning spring that I have on here was compressed quite a bit. But as soon as I took that log off, the fence went right back up again. So yeah, this is the area in the low spot, and you see how dry this is down here. This is really dry. We could really use a bit more rain. We had rain this week. One night we got about 3/4 of an inch of rain. And we caught it, you know, it stayed. It didn't run off, had nowhere to go. It just soaked into the ground. But yeah, still, we could use another 1 3/4 of rain. They're calling for rain on Saturday night. So that's the night after tomorrow. So yeah, tomorrow night, we're gonna get some rain. Yeah, but up here, so yeah, we've had 3/4 of an inch of rain in the past 6 weeks. So that's all we've had in 6 weeks. So it's dry here. Anyways, I'm gonna take you up to the section where we started at. Here's my little mineral tub. Cows have been down here. Now, we have a lane going up here. And this is where they walk back to water. So it's not the ideal setup, but it's what I have to work with right now. See over here, this is one of my bluebird boxes here. And yeah, there was some tree swallows. So I'd say a tree swallow box. So there's tree swallows in here. This is my electric fence. So the fence post that I'm using here is a 2-inch diameter fiberglass hollow pipe. And you can see these were 10-foot long masts from company at one time was making little boats, and Douglas picked these up, was cleaning a person's yard up and picked up about 200 of them. So I've been cutting them into 5-foot lengths, painting them, just painting them with free paint from the dump, the reuse center, and yeah, paint those posts. This is my big spring tensioner here. And yeah, this was collapsed. It wasn't collapsed much. It was collapsed a little bit. But once I popped that log off of there, it came right back up. I've got a page wire fence in behind here, so I'm just kind of using this fence to carry the power along. I had quite a job clearing this whole area to get the fence in here. And I see there's a little bit of stuff on the fence. I can come back and clear that up. But yeah, in areas where it was close to the fence, this is just a piece of PEX pipe. And I've got the electric fence running through the PEX pipe. I threw lots of these things on, these insulators, when I started, because I wasn't exactly sure where I was going to need them. So these are just a couple of extras. And yeah, didn't use them. So they're just there on the fence and they're not hurting anyone. Yeah, this is some of the brush that I cut out of this fence row. So I've got these brush piles, and I was hoping when, after the cows have come through here, I'm gonna clean all this brush up, but I was kind of pushing hard to get this done and to get all this fence up. Yeah, but so they have this whole area here from this corner. See my corner post here, all the way over, all the way. So that's been this area. They've had this for about a week. They've been in this area, and I've just been moving the fence across. So every day or every 2 days, I've moved the fence, and I'm just monitoring how much grass they're eating. Now this is nicely trampled down here. I kind of like this, and I think my next big move will be this fence here, this spool. I'm gonna throw another spool on here, and I'm gonna run right down to that other fence. I'll put another fiberglass corner post in, and I'll start giving them that last bit up to the woods, up to the trees there. And then once that's done, we're gonna head over. If you see that hill in the distance past these trees, that's what we're gonna get into next. So there's 2 7-acre fields over here, and we're gonna be grazing over there. Okay, so if you like my videos, hit the like button, and yeah, subscribe so you can kind of keep up to date with what I'm doing. Now, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just learning as I go along here. So yeah, if you hit the like and hit the subscribe button, and hopefully I get a few more hits here on YouTube. Yeah, this is the area that has been fenced off. So they've been in this area, and you can't really see it here, but where they've trampled it really well, you'll see up here. And right up here by the fence, it's kind of thick, but up here where they've trampled it really nicely, you see this, we've got green grass coming up here. So the grass is growing nicely where they've been. Yeah, like this was all really tall stuff. And if we go back in there, there's quite a bit of this happening. So I do have new grass growth happening in this drought. So it's awesome. Yeah, so hopefully just keep the cows going. In 2 weeks time, I'll be getting my own, or our own 2 cows. So Nancy and I, my wife, we bought 2 cows and 2 calves. So we actually have 4 showing up. So 2 cow-calf pairs. And yeah, we're really excited about that. And when they show up, I'm gonna make a video. Hopefully everything goes well. All right, well, thank you very much, and have a fantastic day.